That's a great intro.
My
Nope.
gosh.
I got 0 on the watch counter, so Oh, there we go. Now we get 2.
Oh, I was getting my hand lotion.
It was.
I am so mad at you right now.
What? I'm sorry. Hi, Brandy.
Oh, I forgot.
Anyway,
Brandy.
welcome to another episode with your host, Adam and Debbie. We are Beyond the Silence, and we've just saw Debbie leave stage right. So she got the dry hands, so she's going to get herself some lotion. Hi, Lisa. So don't worry, Debbie will be back in just a few seconds. So we're
showing you her new house.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Debbie's back.
There she is. There she is. See, it's all good. It's all good.
My hands are so dry, they're burning. How could I forget? I like what? 10 seconds to air. I'm like, Adam, I gotta go get some lotion. By the time I get to the lotion, I forgot what I was going for. I'm like, what am I in here for?
Rattling everything that we said before that, not what it was. Hey, Sharon. Hey.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah. It's
my hands hurt so bad. It's this water in this winter and all the work. I've even got bruising from all the moving and working I'm doing. Okay, I'm done now. Admit. Hi, Admit.
She was supposed to say hi, Adam and Debbie. Hey, Suzette.
Admit better.
But yeah. So hopefully everybody's enjoying their week. It is Wednesday, the 3rd, which is pretty cool. I mean, midweek it's hump day, so hey, that's all right. But
really having issues.
It's okay. You don't have to have issues. We're not having issues.
I wish I could just shut my camera down so I can get myself organized. And then I'll be still here, but you just,
Wait a minute. There, how's that?
Oh, wait. What did you do that for?
All I did was just go to single view. Oh, Suzette just ate some homemade caramel puffs, Debbie. Not a good idea. You shouldn't have said that, Suzette.
Over to my house now.
Now you gotta get the. What's that?
I said Suzette needs to come over and drop some off.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
Is she close by to the new place? Yeah.
No.
So it's a trek.
Yes, and what it is delicious. Okay, it's deliciousness in a. Yeah. Anyway, let's not talk about it because I am probably going to make my way to her house tonight.
It's too bad that we can't have. It's too bad we can't, upload photos in the comment section because then she could just really tease you.
Yeah.
And just put a few of them up.
I'm not in hell anymore. I moved.
Yes.
But it's still not. It's far, but it's not as far. So I don't know. I'm in Milford now. I'm never going to hell again.
Well, yes, you are, but
had my share of hell. This is my first night in my new house by myself. And I'm hoping I don't have to call somebody because I'm having a panic attack. I just keep thinking that the workers are upstairs and I know somebody's here. So actually, let's just not even talk about this. It's giving me anxiety. So.
She'll save them until Paracon.
No, you're going to have to make it over to Milford. Just jump on 96. I'm right at Kensington. Listen to what I found out today. I met my neighbor.
Oh.
She's a dog groomer.
Oh.
How ironic. She owns an eclectus parrot, which is Caesar.
Okay.
And she looks at me. She's like, yeah, I'm a dog groomer. Yeah, I have an eclectus. She's like, let me guess, you've never heard of one. I'm like, I have one. I I have one. Yeah, it's bizarre. And she loves crafts and sewing, so I'm like, oh my gosh. No, Suzette, no, just come over. Oh, they
Lisa, I'm not. Lisa, what do you? I'm trying to figure out what's different. Is it
Oh, it
because
might
of the
be the
is the snowflakes or what's causing it? I can take the snowflakes out. We just thought it looked a little. And from our point of view, comments are completely off our
yeah,
face and
not
snow.
even on our thing.
But
Ooh,
I can always pull it if that's that annoying and people want to see comments. I can always pull the background.
yeah, I
That's
would.
not a problem.
What do you mean, Jeff? I moved next to yourself. What does that mean?
He's joking. It's
Yeah.
just joking. It's Jeff.
Oh,
The
the
white
white
screen.
screen. What?
I don't
Wait a minute.
know.
Does anybody else have that? I've
Well,
never.
let me see if let me
I
pull it.
always white too, but
There, I'll do that. Let's see if it gets any better.
yeah,
Uh,
that's better for my eyeballs.
Hey, Jill.
My
Let me.
poor eyeballs. Look at how dark and circles and
Well,
I've been sleeping good. What?
I didn't zoom in, so you're okay. We can't see
Yeah,
it.
thank you.
I'm glad.
Well,
But
what an interesting show tonight.
yes. Okay, thanks, Lisa. So yeah, that was what was going on. No worries. So
Interesting show.
Jeff's like, yeah, I'm just kidding. Your neighbor seems to have a lot in common with you.
Oh,
Oh,
got it.
that, that
Ah, got
yeah,
it.
that
Tell you
makes more sense.
that. It just takes me a minute. It just
Yeah.
takes me a minute. Oh, see now
And you've
I'm
been busy, so what are you gonna do,
right.
But yeah, I mean, so yeah, if we want to jump in, I mean,
Oh wait,
obviously,
I
oh,
didn't I didn't tell you the most exciting thing. I forgot it. Now I remembered. Okay, so my road there's a cut through. You can ride a horse down my road and cut into the horse trails of Kensington. Mark's like, "Well, we should try doing that sometime." I'm like, well, "We don't have any horses."
and what did he say then?
I said, "Well, maybe we should get some." And he's like, "Well, I don't know." So that yeah, it was an interesting conversation because she says she rides her horses down the trails all the time, and she told me she's like, "There's a little cut through our off of our road to go right into Kensington and ride the horse trails."
Hey, Cass. Hey, Ron.
Yes, run.
Interesting.
Yes,
That's kind of fun.
I know. Wish I
Wow.
had this in my house. It almost looks like a dragon in the background, though. I can't really tell what it is.
It's okay. Looks cool though.
Candelabra. I know.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. And it would look good in my Harry Potter room.
Yes.
Okay.
That
All right,
would.
I'm done. Let's talk about the show. My hair is
Hey, Brandon. So yeah,
really
we wanted to, because yesterday was Groundhog Day and
good.
thought it was kind of interesting to sort of still tie it in. And it's again, we're not always talking about paranormal or mediumship or anything like that, but sometimes there's just kind of cool topics that are out there that just sort of present themselves to us. So we thought it'd be kind of fun to talk about, not only like Groundhog's Day, but then what is some of the other odd animals or creatures or whatever are out there that do some sort of predicting of weather. And I think some of them were
I got one.
okay. Yes, Debbie, we pick you.
Okay. Okay. Sometimes I've heard that when it's going to rain, that cows lay down.
Ooh, wait a minute, I have to go back and find it because I know there was something on that.
Hmm.
Where is it?
I've heard of that. I grew up on a farm, you know.
I do. You have
I mean, I
mentioned
spent
that.
time on a farm. I didn't thank God I didn't live on it because I don't do pig poop very well.
Oh, where is that one? Ooh,
I
that's not
do. I don't know about a Clydesdale, Kaz. See, Brandy said they do.
yeah.
Yep. So if a cow's laying down, wait, I need
there
my
was an
haircut.
oh shoot. All right.
If the cows are laying down, then get your umbrella.
So I'm missing one. I had 3 pages and I just realized I only have 2 up. This one is saying, which obviously could still be very interesting, but or for cows is that a cow will scratch its ear, and if it's scratching its ear, it means that there's a shower near. And some of these do
Oh,
rhyme.
that's cute.
That is cute. But
If you
I,
see a cat scratching your ear, it's probably a tornado.
could be, right?
Yeah.
It's funny. Yeah, this one's kind of like all about rhyme. It has more rhymes to it because of, sometimes it
Yeah.
helps you remember.
Yeah.
Um, but where's a couple? Well, I guess we'll just go through them. I guess we'll go on.
See its shadow because I don't even, I don't have TV here, and I'm good with that because my life is so peaceful.
Well, Phil did see his shadow, which means there is 6 more weeks of winter.
Oh my God, just
Which,
kill me.
I always wondered about that. I'm like, but I guess in a way, the way the myth of it is that because he sees his shadow, it scares him back into his, hole, his hibernation hole. Because then he wants to stay away from it. But I thought that was weird. But see,
Hmm.
I tried to so I looked it up, and I mean, I have some information on that. So
I just
if
want to know, was it a cloudy day? Because if it's not a cloudy day, of course he's going to see his damn shadow.
well, yeah,
I can't deal with 6 more weeks of this right now. I got to move my house.
and the weird thing is when they do this, it's always early in the morning. So it's like, how the heck is there any much light? Because it really is very little. So because like yesterday when I saw the clips of it, I'm like, well, yeah, you got a bunch of stage lights and stuff like that. Well, no crap, he's gonna see a shadow.
He's probably even not even in the ground. He's probably in a little studio somewhere, popping out of a thing for a treat and doing some crazy stuff. That's what I think is happening. I think he has some kind of like a dirt home and some kind of big old flower bed that's portable.
Interesting.
And it's all staged.
Yeah.
And he's doing it for a treat.
But just in case people don't know, or it's been a while since you remember it, but so Groundhog Day was a tradition that was in Germany, and it was actually called Candlemas. And it was not they didn't have groundhogs there, but they actually had badgers. So it was a badger when they used to do it over there. But see, what the theory behind it was it was the midway point between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. So if the badger saw its shadow, it meant a second winter was coming.
Oh Lord.
And then in 1887, it was brought over here. And of course, obviously, wasn't a lot of badgers, especially when they started doing this in Western Pennsylvania. So the groundhog was the animal or critter that they decided on. But yeah, Lisa, I mean, essentially, that's the thing is, so they do this, but I think it's more or less I mean, it's fun for one thing, but it's that's what I'm saying. That's what I thought was interesting about trying to do this and to talk about it and have people comment about it. I mean, regardless, we all know when spring is going to happen. So there's still an official date. It doesn't change anything. I think it just looks like, we look at it as if, does it mean that the warmer weather is going to start earlier versus continuing to be cold weather all the way up until the first day of spring? I think that's where it comes down to.
I just hope that I can just get some stuff moved without all this snow and bitter temperatures. Hi,
Margaret. But the funny thing is, so another little backstory about the groundhog is that and that's why I thought this was fun is the reason the groundhogs actually show up at this point. It's not to, well, in a way, predict the weather. It's because of the fact that they're actually getting ideas, and I do mean ideas, for mating, which happens in March.
Oh,
so that was kind of interesting, but
getting ideas. What does that mean?
I said that's my term for it because I didn't want to, plagiarize. But basically, they're just kind of on the prowl. They want to see what's available to them. So when it really is
come out of their hole. So how in the hell are they just like telescoping, like checking out the area or what?
Yeah, they basically pop out of their hibernation because they are hibernators.
Oh,
So they pop up and they kinda take a look around to see what's going on, and if, whatever, and they kinda go back and fall asleep for a little bit longer. So,
crazy.
but yes, so I mean, essentially, I think that's why they thought about, I mean, you could see how it kind of wraps together. So them popping out, they kind of walk around for a little bit and then they go back in and fall asleep, essentially. And so does that truly mean that the we are going to have more winter or an early spring? I mean, I guess that's up to everybody to decide, but I think it's still kind of fun. It is neat. I mean, I still want to go one day. Obviously, this year was pretty, shut down, but my goal is to go one time and see this in person, even just
Really?
to be a part of it, just to see it,
In
you know.
Pennsylvania?
Yep,
Where's
in Pennsylvania.
the
Punxsutawney.
Puxatani?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what Jeff said.
Yeah, it might be a bogus thing. Well, like I said, but see, you think about it, a lot of us, and even more so right now, we're all cooped up, so what better way to kind of get outside for a little bit, have some fun, everybody's kind of just enjoy, you know, putting your intentions out there. That's probably another good thing we could add in. Your intentions is that you want a early spring. So by hoping for the best that he does, he
Yeah,
doesn't see a shadow, that maybe it'll be warmer. But then again, I mean, that's, I think, the whole thing. I mean, again, this would have been great if we could have all gotten together for that, because we are cooped up and we are been sitting around and not doing a whole lot. But at this juncture, we still can't. But
right?
I,
Our
I
restaurants are open. Are your restaurants open?
yeah. Oh, we've been opened. We've
Oh,
been open. Yeah,
oh,
we only shut down briefly.
okay.
Um, but I
Ours,
know because
but
you guys just finally opened.
yeah, we've been shut down for shoot. I don't know how long.
Yeah.
We opened and then we shut down. Now
Right.
we're open again. So
Yep.
see.
Yeah, it's crazy. But
Mhm.
but yeah, no, so I thought that was kind of fun, uh, but that's the thing is, I mean, this one saying, Punxsutawney's been, maybe about 30% right half the time. I saw another site that said he was about 50%.
Hmm.
But again, they said half the time it's like flipping a coin, or just you just saying, well, I think it'll be warmer. And it's just as good of a guess as anybody. But, you
Right.
know,
It's just a fun
I,
thing. It's just a
yeah.
traditional thing. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Well, and again, we need it, and we always needed it, but I think we need it even more so now that,
you just say it's going to be spring in 3 weeks. I don't know about the 6 week thing, but I need spring sooner.
right. Well, maybe at some point it will, but
Maybe.
you never know. Then again, I mean, next week, I think for a lot of us are about to experience, some pretty frigid temps. So next week, make sure everybody's ready for it and
Yeah,
you're warm and stuff, because then next week's no joke for a lot of us.
2 is one of my numbers over here. So
Yeah.
-2. I'm not. I mean, I guess I don't really care anymore.
I mean,
I mean,
we
if
live where we live.
right,
So,
I don't care. I'm just gonna get my stuff.
yep.
Feel
But
weird
it's
in
all
here.
good. It's all good. Well, it's like we all make the best out of it, and I think that's the important thing about it. If we really hated it, then we probably should have moved a long time ago and went south or southwest,
Whatever.
whatever whatever one floats your boat.
I mean, I really thought about it this past year, but now with this moving that we're and everything, it's like I don't know. We can't do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that now because I have deer and possum, fox and coyote and turkey and more turkey and more
That's
turkey and more turkey
so Thanksgiving will be great this year.
for my dog. If I, because my dog is like, "Ah, ah," and wants to take off, and I'm like, hello, dude. And I saw a bald eagle out here. Yeah, I
Ooh,
couldn't believe it. I just love it.
that's awesome.
Possums play dead, don't they? Aren't possums the one that play dead?
Kind of. I mean, but then again, I mean, if you get too close, they start like hissing at you and things. At least I know that.
I don't like that. I
Oh,
don't want to see. And you know what? I am not. I love animals, but no, I do not want anything like that in my house. At my house, I
who
have
does?
a choice, but I mean, no, I don't want
Yeah.
anything hissing at me when I walk. Can you?
What?
I just
Oh, I
nothing.
just got. What was that? I heard your birds.
I was well. Did you hear my bird?
I just did. That's why I was like, what was that?
My bird is being fed by my other bird right now.
I heard. I can hear.
My
Ooh.
big bird takes his and then puts it in my other bird. Why they have to do that is beyond me. They don't even. Yeah. Anyway.
Thank you. That's okay.
Yeah.
But I found that other one that I was looking for. Oh, there you go. That's a good one. Possum eats
Oh,
ticks. That's okay. Hey, we can do that.
they said
That's
chickens. There's some chickens. There's a certain chicken too that eats ticks as well, and I can't remember the name of it. If anybody
mhm.
remembers the chicken eating tick, the tick eating no, the tick eating chicken. That's what it is. The tick eating chicken.
Yeah. They eat ticks and other nasty things.
Bring them on. Just don't
I
hiss at me.
Yeah. I mean, they're not ones to like charge at you and things like that. They just more or less they're kind of in a defensive
I don't like
deal.
the way they look, and I don't
Oh,
like the way they walk. I,
oh, look at
bugs. Oh, all
Brand.
chickens eat
There we
ticks.
go. There we go.
Really?
That's a good thing.
I want chickens so bad. Even though it sounds like I have some right now.
No, it does kind of like
Oh,
there's some clucking going on.
oh my gosh. I didn't know that all chickens ate ticks. I had no idea of
I
that.
mean, bug's a bug, so I guess why not?
Yeah.
Hey, if it helps out,
Right?
you know.
Yeah.
I found by the way, I found the other site, and
Okay.
this one's fun about the whole cow situation. So, then it's weird is they got there's two phrases here that I'm gonna read verbatim. If a cow stands with its tail to the west, the weather is said to be fair. But if a cow grazes with its tail to the east, the weather is likely to turn sour.
Really?
Interesting, is not.
I don't care about cows. I don't.
I don't. But I thought these would kind of be fun though. Some.
I'm thinking about it and I'm terrified of cows. Like I am seriously afraid of cows. I don't know what it is, but I am like I know they're not going to hurt me, but ever since I was little, I have been terrified of cows. Terrified.
Mhm. Now, interesting enough, real quickly, is that they say that there is some truth to this because of the fact that a lot of animals do, when they are grazing, they do face their tails toward the wind because if a predator sneaks up behind them, they'll catch the scent before the predator can reach them.
Oh,
So,
really?
mm, mm.
Let's see I'm trying to direct Mark's mom to the show and I don't know how to do it. She got the notification, but she
So you would just be able to click on it then.
yeah.
Now, interesting enough, when it comes to just the rain, let's see what this one's saying. Expect rain when dogs eat grass, cats purr and wash, sheep turn into the wind, oxen sniff the air, and swine are restless.
Really?
If the bull leads the cows to pasture, expect rain. If the cows precede the bull, the weather will be uncertain.
Really?
Mm.
So I wonder, like, I've seen, so another thing that I have seen the herds, like, I don't know if they're herds, flocks. It's flocks. Birds are flocks.
Right.
Flocks of birds like heading in like a different direction.
I
And
have
then a
one for
storm comes in and it's like and I've seen trees turn their leaves over too. Have you ever seen that? Where
yes, that is
over their leaves?
yes.
Yeah.
Um, they use this one, but they said this is just general, but it's because of the way it phrases, right? But they use geese as the thing, but they're saying this is birds in general.
Yeah.
Wild geese going out to sea, all fine weather it will be. Wild geese going to the hill, the weather it will spill.
Yeah. I
So,
believe it. I believe it because I've seen
wow,
like
Cass.
what does it say?
So if it rained every time my dog ate grass, we'd be living in Seattle. Every time. Pretty much.
Yes. You're hilarious. He's so funny.
Uh,
Oh man.
and then let's see. When cats sneeze, it's a sign of rain. When cattle lie down in the pasture, it indicates early rain.
Mhm.
When horses and cattle stretch out their necks to sniff the air, it will rain.
That's my all my dogs were doing that when they went outside today. All of them. They're just stretched way out there, but I think there were deer in the yard. So,
So well, yeah, it could be either or for sure.
because I was
Um,
like, waiting for them to take off, and I'm like, "Don't you dare! Don't you dare!" Yeah. So
so
they were.
here's oh
Go ahead.
here's some animals that predict winter weather. This
Okay.
one, I have no idea about this one, so this must be something earlier in either in the summer or winter or fall. The woolly bear caterpillars are said to be winter weather predictors. The more brown they have on their bodies, the mild the winter will be. But the problem is I don't know exactly where they all live. I didn't find that part out, but
Yeah.
it's just interesting. If a mole digs its hole 2.5 feet deep, expect severe weather. If 2 feet deep, not so severe. If 1 foot deep, a mild winter.
Oh,
But
I guess we should dig up our little mounds to see how long how
start
far
getting the tape measure out there. When when pigs gather leaves and straw in fall, expect a cold winter.
Mm,
Which, I could see that because, they're trying to burrow up.
right?
This one's kinda neat because we all pretty much have this. When rabbits are fat in October, November, expect a long, cold winter.
Oh.
That's
Well,
interesting.
my fat too, better expect
Mhm. Mhm.
My rabbits were not that fat, so and I have
Yep.
a lot of them at the property in Gregory.
Yep. Let's see. There's just other stuff. If sheep ascend the hills and scatter, expect clear weather. If bats are flying late in the evening, it indicates fair weather.
Mm.
And then this one's notorious that I've seen in several places. Wolves always howl more before a storm.
Wolves?
Wolves.
Really?
Yeah.
What about coyotes? Anything on coyotes?
I would hope it would be in the
Now that
same
we have coyotes in my neighborhood.
right. Let's see what so another one that's fun is they say birds and insects are the best at weather predicting. Did you know that let's see. They can um crickets can determine the temperature by the amount of chirping that they do.
Oh,
But you have to count it. There's a count to it and a little bit of math involved, but which is kind of interesting.
so let me show you what I have. I decided to if I can get it off my foot because I certainly can't bring my foot up here anymore. I used to be able to. I can't now. Oh, I decided to put on my
Oh, geez. Well,
slippers. Arr.
that is some big slippers right there.
It is, but they're so nice and warm.
Hey, that's the important thing.
What did they
You're
say about bears?
Oh, I had something on that somewhere. Let me find a bear one.
Lisa says something, and I can't really. It says something about squirrel in a tree.
Yeah, I've seen the squirrels, donkeys, deer.
Donkeys?
Yes,
Donkeys? What's
donkey.
going on with donkeys? I need one.
When the donkey blows his horn, 'tis time to house your hay and corn.
Really? Donkeys? Really? What does that mean?
I, well, I'm assuming because if you're having to, you know, um, get your hay and corn inside because
Oh,
obviously it's going to be
the
wet
wet.
and miserable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay, okay. But how does he blow his horn?
but
What's
the hee haw and stuff like that. You
okay?
know,
I'm
we got to
just
remember they got to try to rhyme them a little bit.
I'm just checking.
You know, deer is interesting. So,
I'm waiting
um,
for the squirrel.
what? Oh, the squirrel. Let's see. I got a squirrel one. When a squirrel eats a nut in a tree, weather is warm as can be.
That's it. That's all you,
That's it. That's the
all you
phrase.
got?
That's the phrase.
Well, I want to know more about the squirrel and the nest in the tree.
Jill's got a point. Let's see. It's harder for crickets to rub legs to make noise in cold weather. If it's warmer, they chirp more.
Really? Because
Yeah.
I would think it would be beneficial to rub your legs together in cold weather because you're cold and you're trying to get warm. I think
True.
I would rub my legs together quicker in the cold. I had to. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Oh my gosh, Jill. Jill, I almost used that cat for my background today. I have that cat. On I wish I would have used it now, darn it. Oh well.
I lost
I have that cat and I was going to use it for my background.
Oh, this isn't the one with the bear. Hmm.
It
Well, I got
should
it.
be when a bear comes out of his cave instead of a chipmunk or a whatever that other thing is, groundhog.
Right. Yeah, there was something about that because there was a reference to bears in Serbia when I saw it. Dang it, I thought that was all right. That's
That's
okay.
all right. Don't worry about it. Just keep going. You're good.
Yeah. Um.
Keep her
there-
rolling.
Here we can do cats because a lot of us, a lot of people have cats and stuff like that. So when a cat lies in the sun in February, she will creep behind the stove in March. If a cat sits with its back to the fire, frost and hard weather can be expected.
Okay, so February.
When a
It's
cat lies in the sun in February, she will creep behind the stove in March.
what does that mean? What in the heck does that mean? Creep behind the stove? What stove? It can't get behind my stove, first of all. I don't have a cat anymore either, but what the hell does that mean? Does that mean okay, so if it's sitting in the sun in February and it's creeping behind this February, March, trying to get
I
behind the stove, maybe it's still cold. Maybe it's
that's
a long winter.
that's what I was thinking. It was because if it's going to creep behind the stove when you're using it, then because
Right?
if it was going to be warmer, you'd be out and about. So
Interesting.
and then if the cat sits with its back to the fire,
Mhm.
frost and hard weather can be expected.
Okay, so then it's just the opposite.
Yeah, you would think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you sit with your back to the fire, man? Like,
Uh,
you got more going on in the front. Sit with your front to the fire.
Apparently, well, I mean, maybe it's because they're trying to get their spines and stuff that help.
I guess.
Maybe.
No, I'm not sure I believe that one.
Yeah. This one's kind of cool too, and you've already said several times you have them in your new place. Deer,
Mhm.
when the deer have gray coats in October, expect a severe winter.
Great. Co-
Gray,
Gray.
the color gray. So they must be thickening up like their fur then, to be ready because to fluff up and things like that. Yeah.
Now, why is Kaz saying that?
I don't know why he's saying the same thing. That's what I just said. Yeah, Lisa, they sure could have been. I mean, I will admit that I did find this on the Farmer's Almanac. So, there is the
Oh,
Farmer's Almanac has been around since 1818.
mhm.
So,
Now, that does sound like it's written. So, yeah, I mean,
but they are fun.
when the cat lies in the sun in February. All right, Kaz, explain that because I don't get it. She will creep behind the. I mean, I guess I'm just not old enough to know what that means. Is that
You have to be a certain age to understand it.
I guess it's a wooden stove because I can't. My stove, you can't get there. So, okay.
It's remember, it's somewhat the fun of it. They probably
I know, but they have to make some sense.
right. But at the same time, it was fun and something probably they needed to do because they were bored.
Right?
You
Sitting
know?
there all winter long in their cabin around their stove or behind the stove, whichever got them the warmest. Who knows?
Right.
You're funny.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
It's good stuff.
What else do we got? Let's see. I know there were some other ones that were out there. Dang, I wish I had my other site. Ooh.
Are you on your computer?
Yeah, well, yeah, because that's where my camera is.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess I'm on my computer too.
Here we go. Here's another good one.
Oh, it says just stating that March will be a cool. Oh, duh. See, I told you it makes sense. Just doesn't make just not me. Okay, go ahead.
So, frogs and toads. Frogs tend to be louder and longer when a storm is on its way.
I wonder if that's true. I wonder is it. I have to get used to the boiler system because this boiler system situation is so freaking loud and it's like I'm because I'm in the basement obviously, but like it is creaking and I keep thinking there's a door opening and I'm so I'll be fine tonight.
Of course.
I'm really will be. I'm just gonna be my
You're
TV
fine.
is loud. I wish my house looked like this. I wouldn't be scared.
I found another thing with the birds, but with crows. If
Oh.
crows fly in pairs, expect fine weather. A crow flying alone is a sign of foul weather.
Now, let me tell you what's happening outside. I've got crows, big crows, and
Okay.
one of them is flying by itself yesterday, landing on my roof. But the day before, they were flying in, I don't know if it was pairs, but threes. They're huge, my God, and they're so loud. Like, and then I'm like, what if that's a raven?
Well,
I don't
technically,
know what a raven is. What's the difference between a crow and a raven? Anybody?
the size.
What?
Ravens are a little bit taller.
Oh.
It's just a little bit taller. It's not. They're technically still the same. It's just the raven's just a little bit bigger.
Just wonder what makes it a raven. Just because it's taller? And it's supposed to be scarier, isn't it?
Well, no, because you can actually train them.
Oh.
Crows and ravens are trainable. It's just some of them can be trained quick. I just saw something on this last week. So
Mhm.
it just depends on them. Obviously, you can only push them so far, but at the same time, if you work with them on it, constantly, they
Mhm.
do get the hang of it. And this one lady, that's what she did. She, it was working real well, and then the raven kind of kind of went back a little bit, but then started over again.
Really?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you can get it to say a few things.
Well, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna try to capture one, so
Right.
that's all I need is another bird.
Right.
It's annoying, that boiler, man, I keep hearing things.
Oh, you. Well, it's just like anything.
I gotta get used to this.
Let's
Mark's
see.
always talking, so I don't have a problem.
Kaz. According to long held lore, careful observation of a squirrel nesting pattern can predict how severe the coming winter will be. If nests are predominantly located high in the trees, one can deduct that the winter weather will be exceptionally harsh. Lower nest indicating milder temps on the horizon.
Oh, that's what Lisa was talking about.
Yeah,
It was
that's a
Lisa.
good point. Yeah, that
That's
makes sense
interesting.
because
See,
you
I
wouldn't.
didn't know that squirrels nested in trees. That's a good thing too. Like, do they nest in trees all winter?
Yeah,
Because I had no idea.
yeah,
Really,
we have a nest in our one tree from a squirrel nest.
I had at the lake house hundreds of squirrels. Like, those squirrels were flying squirrels from my tree to my deck and trying to get in my house and doing all crazy things. And I'm like, where are they coming from?
Wow,
I had no idea. I've never seen a squirrel's nest. Never. Never.
interesting.
I won't, so
That's hey, I hear you. Oh boy. Okay, back with the sheeps. If sheeps gather in a huddle tomorrow, we'll have a puddle.
oh
I
my god,
like that one. I
that's
like that.
cute. That's cute. Oh my gosh. If they
Oh wow.
huddle.
Just reading ahead a little bit. They have more disgusting theories a part of the sheep.
Well, let's hear it for crying out loud.
No. If they're heavily urinating in their pens, that means heavy rain. And let's see, wait. Yeah, so heavy urination in the pens mean heavier rain, and that bright yellow pea is a harbinger for sunny weather.
Usually that's when I take too much vitamin B, but
Right. That's what I'm thinking too.
weird.
That's
That's
pretty weird.
weird.
That's kind of cool too at the same time, but
Yeah, but
weird.
that's just pee to find out what color it is.
No, 'cause you'd be
I
sitting there
don't.
staring at it going,
Mildred, go get the cup. We gotta kiss the pee.
yeah,
Yeah,
because you'd have to you capture it and maybe be in a white bowl or a white cup, and then then you'd have to pull. I don't, yeah, that's too much
yeah.
information.
Let's not talk about. Let's
There
see.
you go, Candace.
Put him on the screen. Okay.
Yep. Here it's been pretty mild. Our lake did not freeze entirely and stay that way for over 24 hours till January 5th, and we were above precipitation normals, but cold, not so much. Okay.
Yeah, it kind of freaked me out because I went home to get a bunch of stuff and I look out on the water and our water, because we are like on a chain of 7 lakes. We are the last of the chain. So
Right.
we go from the chain to the dam to, whatever. And hi, Candace. And so I look out there, and so nobody goes in the center, between my place and the place next door. Nobody goes there because it's always open flowing, even though there's ice. There's a guy out there today, and I'm like, oh my God.
What
I
was
mean,
he doing?
I don't know what he was doing. I don't think he was fishing.
Right.
He had some big red thing, and then he had a stool, but and then I thought maybe he was fishing, and then he had buckets and stuff going out everywhere, and I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing? I'm thinking, okay, are you testing the water? Are you doing something? I had to walk away from the window because I'm like, this guy there is literally water, like open water. He was standing right. I saw him kind of go out like this, and then he went back, and then he went back. We've lost snowmobiles in there. We've lost people. I mean, I am telling you that I wanted to yell and say, get the off that water because you're giving me a heart attack. But I shut my mouth because that wouldn't have been very nice. But I would have saved his life. Anyways, hi, Candace. Yeah, I don't know. People just amaze me.
he was seeing how long Kaz, he he was seeing
right?
how long it took to fall into the lake.
I'm telling you, it was like nerve-wracking. It was nerve-wracking. I
I
was
I mean, it's one thing. I mean, there is a science to reading ice,
mm,
and I I just can't imagine that right now that the temperatures have been consistent enough to where the ice have, added some, thickness to
yeah,
it because the temperatures have been up and down. And
right,
so
right.
I can't imagine that,
Well,
I
they're ice skating on so because I live on a peninsula, on the other side where there's no open water, they're ice skating and it's
uh
fine. But
okay.
I'm at, like literally our lake is a catch-all for all the lakes coming down. That
Gotcha.
water never stops. It's
Right.
going under the ice as well.
Yeah.
So like this guy either was new to the lake or I have never seen anybody standing where he was standing today. I couldn't even I watched for quite some time and then I had to walk away because I was so nervous and I was nervous for him. And what am I going to do? Run out into the ice, try to save him? I mean, I could have called 911, but by the time they got there, it'd been too
Oh,
late anyway.
right.
I'm just like, okay, Debbie's got to walk away. Debbie, this is not Debbie's problem. Walk away.
Right.
Do not take on anymore. Oh man.
That's tough. I mean, like I said,
Oh,
I still I wouldn't chance it. I mean,
no,
I would it'd have to be, consistently like teens or lower for me to even consider it. But, you know, several years ago when I forget how old my daughter was, probably like the age of my son right now, but
mhm,
our river that splits my town and the next town over, I mean, it's been frozen for weeks and weeks on end. And
yeah,
so um we went down, we were just like we were sledding, and then we said, well, let's put the sleds away and then let's go down by the river just to see, how it looks down there. Because I said, I'm kind of curious. Well, we walked down there. Well, it was interesting was that, you know, I noticed that there was a bunch of cross country skiers that were going on one section of it. Like they would go out under the river a little bit, not far out, probably a
yeah,
good 20 feet from the bank, but we're going out and I'm looking at going, well, that's fresh because I can see how, how much they cut into it. And I'm like, that's got to be pretty good. And so like I tested it a little bit, and you use a stick, and then and I'm like, that's not bad. So we walked on it. So I actually have video of it, of us walking on it a little bit, on the same tracks that they were on.
yeah,
And I thought it was so cool. But again, I said, well, we wouldn't be doing this if it the way
yeah,
it looks. But since it was frozen all the way across and it is a fast moving river, I'm like, yeah, we wouldn't be messing with this on a
right,
normal thing.
right,
But it was cold, cold, cold. But it
right.
was cool. It was neat. It was neat to do that.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, I'm sure he's fine, Ron. Anyway,
Yeah.
I would have gotten a message, believe me, on my phone if he wasn't.
Yeah. Jeez. Let's see what I was
It's
gonna
just they're
say.
just so it's just so unpredictable. I mean, the water where the guys are ice skating, I would walk on it. It wouldn't phase me. I mean, they have like 8 to 10 people on that ice. They've got a fire pit on there. I mean, it's crazy. I know, a fire pit of all things. I about died when I saw that. I'm looking at the flames coming off the ice. I'm like, what are they doing? A bunch of freaking, 20 and 30-year-olds out there on the ice. I'm like, that's not my problem. That's not my problem. So, yeah, I'm just like, it's just, God, it made me so nervous today. I can't
I
even.
mean, I would do it once, but I mean, I'd love to try ice fishing just once, but
Yeah,
I want the ultimate of like conditions. Like it
right.
can't get any like you stand outside the little hut, you could
Yeah.
get hypothermia real quick. That's the kind of like temperatures I want. That way I know that ice is thick.
Nobody on our lake ever has a hut, okay? They always have just a hole in the ice, and they sit out
Well,
there.
they don't even put like a little canopy thing over them.
No.
Wow.
And it's really funny because, like, my island isn't very far from the house, and
Right.
Mark's like, "Well, I'm walking over to the island, and I'm gonna do some work on the island while it's icy outside." And I'm thinking, "You're gonna go do work on the island. There's snow on the island. It's just, yeah." fire on ice is not uncommon. Yeah, I know.
They
Saw.
go hand in hand.
Yeah, I mean, so he thinks he's going to go out and do some work on the island, and I laughed. I'm like, no, you're not. We're not doing that. That's ridiculous. That is just ridiculous. What are you going to do? Cut the lawn? There's snow on it. I mean, geez.
Yeah, Ron's got a point. They're burning a hole in the ice to fish.
There you go. Oh my god. I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's crazy. I've seen some crazy things living there. That's for sure.
Man.
For real.
But I mean, this is sort of that time of year that if people are going to do it, this is when you're hoping that your conditions are right.
Right, because I mean, this is when all the ice sculptures are out, and Frankenmuth had their thing, and I know Dexter's having one. A couple other people are having them. It's like this is the time when the ice, ice is popular in February.
Right.
For sure.
That's cool. That is cool, man.
Yeah.
But
oh wow.
Yeah. But so obviously, this is the type of cool things that are out there. So I mean, you guys, everybody should pay attention more to the living creatures and stuff that are around, because if granted, right now or even last year was the perfect time to be observant of them all, because when we're all sitting there busy, working day jobs and stuff like that, we're missing all of that, because we get home, we're not even thinking about what's going on. We rely on the weather apps and the news and everything about that when we're looking for that stuff. So definitely keep notice, and maybe as we get into the warmer months and things, and all the creatures start waking back up and coming out of hibernation and things, that we can start predicting weather a little bit more, because we know how accurate our meteorologists are.
I know. I know.
They haven't been doing too well lately.
You know what I've been seeing, and I've seen two of them just today, and I was shocked. Two of them in the same day, which was shocking. People are putting up those clear bubble tents in the wintertime.
Right.
And they're going outside and just like watching the stars, watching the moon, watching. And guess what else? Okay, so I told you I met my neighbor. So guess what else? I'm so excited. Just guess. You can't. Okay. There's the guy that lives next door to her is an astronomer.
Astronomer, okay. Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, astronomers.
Stuff.
Yeah.
His house,
does it have a telescope?
Has a roof that opens.
Okay. He's got a good one then.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I'm making friends with him. I'm gonna. I am.
That'd be pretty cool, especially
COVID test results down there and say, please let me in. Please let me in.
That'd be cool. Yeah. Hopefully you can befriend him.
God. And he's got to have a power. That's what he does for a living. So he's an astronomer. I keep wanting to say astrologer. That's different.
Astronomy.
Astronomer.
Yeah.
Astronomy. Wait a minute. Here we go. What is it called? Astronomy.
Astronomy is the studying of the stars. Yes. So he would be an astronomer. I see. Now I'm doing what you did. See? Exactly what you did. Oh, crap. I can do astronomy.
Astrology. Astrologer?
No.
What's
astronomy? Astronomer. There it is. Astronomer. I got it.
Oh my God. That is hilarious. Yes. Watching UFOs. I didn't want to get in depth with that woman being like, hey, can you take me over to that guy's house right now? And because I'm really into watching for UFOs.
Middle of the winter. Let's go.
I am so like, who has a house that opens the roof up?
Not many.
No. That reminds me of like astronomer. What? Astronomer. Wait a minute.
How do you spell it?
Astronomer. Astronomer. It doesn't even sound right when you say it right now. Astronomer? Is that what it is? Wait a minute. Oh my God. How do you say that word?
Wait a second.
I can't.
Wait a
Astronomy. Astronomy.
Wait.
Okay. Let's not. Anyways, let's talk about something else. Astronomer. Okay.
Astronomer.
Astronomer. Astronomer. Astronomer. Astronomer. Is that right?
Astronomer. Yes, astronomer.
My God. Can we get off of that now? Because there's one more thing I can't say.
Okay, I'm pulling it.
Good Lord.
It's okay. It's okay.
What?
You're
I,
killing me.
I,
Yeah,
you,
me saying it weird too. I'm like, I know how to say it, and I'm saying it wrong. Jesus Christ!
that's because maybe you don't know.
I said it right, and then all of a sudden, I heard you say it, and I'm like, I just started copying you for something. I'm like, no, astronomer, astronomer, astronomer. Jeez.
I like that.
Oh my, Brandy.
I can't even see anymore.
Brandy. My husband just asked, has that lady been drinking?
I feel like I have water. Oh my God, that was so funny. It's
That
funny
is
that
hilarious.
Anna can't say a word.
Well, it is bad because I was saying it right. And then I heard you say it and it screwed me up.
Oh, don't blame me for your.
Oh, you're getting blamed this time.
Oh my God.
He's hammered.
I wish I was hammered. I'm so
Oh,
tired though, but I will go to sleep when we're done here. Because
which
I'm
is good. And that's a good thing. I mean,
yeah.
man, we all need sleep.
Oh God. I'm telling you what.
We won't get in. I think everybody. I'm assuming actually real quickly before we start wrapping up here. I mean, how many of you are having sleep issues right now, or maybe maybe it's stomach issues, or any other strange things that have been going on? Because there's been some posts, and I had an issue the night before, and
A
uh,
couple people have been having issues. I've seen.
yeah,
Um,
that's I'm
stomach
kind of
issues.
curious.
Yeah, I
Let us
mean,
know, let us know in the chat room.
real. Yes.
Yes, yes, of course.
Uh,
Yeah, Ron's not sleeping. Yeah, I'm telling you, there's something in the air. I'm
I've been
telling you.
sleeping like since I've gotten into this house. I've been sleeping like through the night,
Oh,
except I had
good.
one time. I know how unusual is that? I didn't.
Right?
I haven't even been taking my melatonin, which is even unbelievably more unbelievably
A
more.
lot of sleep issues. A lot of people see
Yeah,
that's I'm saying it's not surprising. It's
no,
weird, but at the same time, I think there's some things going on with the stars.
maybe.
And something's out of alignment. Well, we did. I mean, we are in Mercury retrograde, so that just started. You're right,
Well,
Candace. Sleep. That's what.
the first night I woke up and it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. Second night I woke up, and this was when I was at the lake house. I woke up at 3 o'clock and then 4 o'clock the next night. And then I went back to sleep though at the 4 o'clock. I had a dream about Heather Hansen, and I was like, what? And so I mean that woke me up an hour after I went back to sleep. Yeah, I didn't even tell her I had the dream.
Weird.
Mhm.
I've only had one weird dream in the last like couple weeks, and it was pretty weird, but it
Yeah.
didn't make any sense, and it was just some weird things, and I don't know. I remember a few parts of it, but I don't remember it from top to bottom. But
This is like sleep. What's that?
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. When
When
are we
well,
in
it's true.
what?
That is true. When aren't we? God.
It just I don't know. Y'all should come to this house and sleep because you'll sleep like a rock. I don't know why.
It's okay.
I lay down, I can go to sleep. Haven't taken my melatonin, haven't listened to my Audible book. I haven't listened to anything to go to sleep, Adam.
That's impressive.
Is that weird? It is
Super
bizarre.
impressive.
And I'm thinking it's because that house on the lake was so active and I could not handle just the noise. And I come here and it's so quiet and it's like I can actually go to sleep here. Like,
Ron's on his way.
oh, Ron, you don't want to come right now. I'll be sleeping by the time you get here anyway. Ron and I are not that far apart now. We're pretty darn close. We're like 15, 20 minutes from each other, I think.
Kaz wants the studio.
God, no, you don't get the studio. There's no studio. Oh yeah, there is, isn't there? There's a music studio.
In the barn.
You could have the barn too, because it is pretty phenomenal in there. I've been out. The heat is at 70. Everything's warm and toasty in there. Yep.
Candace, really? Melatonin keeps her awake.
Wow.
Oh, wow. I would have never thought that.
I wonder if your body got used to it or something.
Right. Wow.
It might.
Ron says he's 25 minutes away.
Oh,
yeah, he's pretty close. Yeah, he's close.
Yeah.
And by the way, Cass, just to help you out. So Mercury retrograde this year, January 30th, which we just started, to February 21st. Then we get a little time off, May 29th to June 22nd. And the final Mercury retrograde is September 27th to October 23rd.
So what actually is Mercury retrograde? God, I had to say that slow because I would have never had that come out of my mouth right.
Right.
Mercury retrograde. Retrograde.
Mercury retro.
Retrograde.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, actually, this one talks about it. The planet Mercury appears to travel backward across the sky. We refer to these periods of times as Mercury in an apparent retrograde motion, or simply Mercury retrograde. To those who practice astrology, these times in particular were traditionally associated with confusion, delay, and frustration.
Really? So why is it happening so much now?
I don't know. Or are we just more?
I think wasn't it observant? Last year it only happened like one time, I thought. Now, like we're having 3 and 4 times of this.
Yeah, I don't know if we're just being more, because we can study it further as far as we know where things are and stuff. So
yes, yeah, because it's just bizarre to me. Like it seems like every time I turn around, it's like 4 times like this year, right?
Yeah. Well, no, 3, only 3 this year. I know we should. Typically, we would have had one more, which would have been like November, December, but we're not. They're only saying 3 this year. So pretty light.
That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard of.
I know.
Well, no,
this is the same for 2021. There's only 3.
It's weird.
Hey, that's okay.
And it appears to travel backwards.
That's what I'm saying.
And then
appears to travel backwards across the sky.
If it appears that way, then it's really not doing that.
Right. It just seems like it to the onlooker, the looker,
the astronomer.
Yeah. Right. I ain't saying it anymore because I'm not doing it.
Astronomer.
Lisa's got a good point. Yeah, we're more attuned to them. Yeah, we're more. We notice it. I mean, that's a whole show in itself right there. Because I mean, I've seen others talk about it, and literally, that's a show and a half. I mean, maybe we can do that. Maybe not right now. Maybe we'll save it for like the next one. But we can dive into that because there is some studying that I would. I mean, a lot of us have seen certain things about it and stuff, but I would dive into it a little bit further. But I mean, like I've heard both sides of it, and where it's just a bunch of hogwash, and I've heard some that have truly experienced a lot for it. So
I might be an astronomer guy.
Yes.
Or then find out the truth.
You could. He might. Yeah, he could probably tell you for sure.
Whatever of that Mercury retrograde.
Yeah. See, it would be great because actually because you go down there and you get that information, that would work. So maybe
I'll get him on the show.
Maybe in the springtime, yeah, for sure.
I'll get him on.
Yes.
Me. You
May
know,
29th or June 22nd is the next one, so that might be
really?
perfect timing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta take the show to his house, and we can look up, and his roof will open, and we'll be, "Oh!"
Look
Yeah.
at Candace. Look at Candace said,
What did she say?
"Where's Danny Santos when you need him?" Well, he's
Right?
probably getting ready to start his in an
Yes,
hour or
he is.
so.
Yes, he
Yeah.
is. Yeah, he's funny. He cracked me up, that Danny Santos.
That was fun. That was
Yeah.
a good time. That was a good time.
Mhm. Yep.
But
What time is it? Is it time?
it 8:06. Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
Bedtime.
It is.
Yes. I gotta hurry up and get to sleep
There you go.
so I don't have to be afraid. Yes.
But
Okay. Do it.
he is Candace. He really is. He said he's a
Yeah.
sweetheart. Yep.
I'll tell you what, he really is. Like, he is really, really down to earth. Like, he is one of the most down to earth people I've probably ever met in my entire life. Nothing personal, anybody out there, but he really is.
He was fun.
Yes. It's a possibility. It's a good possibility. Oh my god. Yeah, because I'll be down there. "Hey, I'm on my show. Can you say a few words?" And he'll be like, "Who the hell are you?"
Maybe Beyond the Silence Radio.
Beyond the
Never
sun.
heard of it.
Wow. You don't know what you're missing, dude. Or
We
maybe
will enlighten you.
yeah, we'll enlighten you. Oh my god. All right, it's time for bed now.
Cool, cool, cool. No worries. So anyway, so we hope you guys have had some fun tonight. Candace. It is kind of entertaining. I do enjoy that. Try
Oh.
to because I have to look over there, and if I feel comfortable enough to put it up on the screen, like, aha, I can do that. Or I can take it away, or I can put it back, or I can take it away.
You are a control freak.
So, so I like the idea of using the finger.
Manipulation? Ridiculous. Would you hang up the freaking phone?
All right, no problem. Anyway, so we thank you guys for being here this evening. We had a good time, and definitely wanted to make sure we had some fun, but also some things to think of, especially once we get out of the winter and into the spring and summer. And we should pay attention to the outdoor world a little bit more and get back to some of our roots. And so we should take notice of the animals and the creatures and everything in between. And who knows? You can start predicting your own weather, and you'll probably be a lot more accurate than some of the people you see on TV. So,
Yeah, let's get a weather report daily
that's
from
right. That's right.
Kaz. We're gonna put
Beyond the Silence Radio weather.
that's right,
We
Kaz.
might just do that. We can add a segment into here.
That'd be great.
It would be kind of funny though. You
Uh,
know.
I'll
Anyway,
tell you what,
so
my weather on my phone is never wrong.
there
Never.
you
I have
go.
it's called Storm Radar. I think it's called Storm.
Cool.
Yeah. So, okay, good
All
night.
right. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much. All right. So we will see you guys again next time. So you guys have been watching Adam and Debbie. We are Beyond the Silence. And good night.